welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel in the first place. Today we have a Shigaraki ex-listener. Yeah, so if you're in the live chat, be respectful to the moderators, otherwise let's go ahead and get into it. Your quirk is Skeletal Summon. Basically, you can summon sharpened or normal bones that hover in the air. You can direct where the bones go, control what the bones do, and decide how long or thick the bone should be. One of the drawbacks of your quirk is that if you overdo it constantly, your limbs will slowly start to become more skeleton-like. Example, your leg skin, muscles, tissue, etc. would slowly disappear, only leaving bones. I think that's all for tonight. You mumble to yourself, looking at the corpse in front of you. The corpse was the supposed hero that just cared for fame and money. You hated heroes like that, those who only cared about themselves. Sure, you slightly looked up to Stain and agreed with his morals, but you also hated some true heroes, like All Might. How you hated that man. You hated how everyone can smile brightly and go about their day like nothing bad has ever happened before, and they say it's all thanks to All Might, this symbol of peace. Since when was there ever peace? You thought to yourself, slightly adjusting your skeleton mask that covered your nose and mouth. You huffed and walked away from the barely recognizable corpse, expecting to see another news story on this. While walking back to the League of Villains hideout, you thought about where your life could have gone, wondering if you'd made a good hero. Probably not. They'd think I'm a freak anyway, you said, walking to yourself. Walking in the abandoned streets. You tucked your hands into your jacket pockets as your shoes slightly clicked across the cement, seeing a few weeds here and there. As you walked up to the abandoned bar you'd been staying at, you took your left skeletal hand out of your pocket, opening the door. "I'm back," you yelled, closing the door behind you and pulling down your mask. "Listener," Toga happily said as she bounced up to you, wrapping her arms around your abdomen. You laughed and ruffled her hair. "Hello, Toga," you replied, making her huff and cross her arms. "I told you to call me Himiko," she whined. Alright, I'll stop that, Himiko," you said, raising your hands in a mock surrender. She gave you a big smile and said, "That's more like it. Oh, I wish you could say my name even more. The way it rolls off your tongue so nice," she rambles, getting cut off by Tomura, shoving her out of the way. "Hey!" You slightly laughed at Tomura's jealous expression. "What do you think you're laughing at?" he asked, scratching his neck. You grabbed his hand and put it at his side. "Just your jealous expression. I find it so cute that you can get jealous," you teased, poking his arm. "Watch what you say to me, listener. Next thing you know, you could end up being a pile of dust," he said, narrowing his crimson eyes. "Nah, you wouldn't," you replied, a lazy smile on your face. Apparently, he took this as a challenge and put a hand around your throat, careful not to put his middle finger down. "Don't test me," he said darkly. You didn't do anything other than summon 3 sharpened bones behind his head. "If you put that finger down, we'd both be dead," he said, smirking as he glanced at the bones. He grumbled something under his breath and let go of you, walking over to the stool bar and sitting on it. You de-summoned your bone and sat next to him. "So, who'd you kill this time?" Tomura asked, glancing at you. "Another fake. I think his name was, what was it? Oh, the Light Hero Beam, or something like that," you replied, giving a silent nod of thanks to Kurogiri, who had given you a glass of milk. "Oh, that guy? I heard he was raising up the ranks pretty fast," Dobby interrupted, leaning against a wall. "Yeah, that's another reason I wanted him to die," he said, taking a gulp of your milk. "Say, I'm a little new here, so why do you always drink milk instead of water, have a beer?" Dobby asked, raising an eyebrow. You sighed and put your glass down. "I need a little more calcium than the average person, thanks to my quirk. Does that answer satisfy you?" you replied, raising an eyebrow of your own. "Kind of." He moved closer to you and winked. Tomura growled and pulled you into a hug. "Sorry, but they're mine," he said, causing Dobby to laugh. "Geez, I was just joking. But good to know I have some sort of competition, he replied, glancing at you. Not today, nor ever, pretty boy, you said, flipping him off, and he laughed again. So, Tomura, have any plans for tonight? You asked the baby blue-haired male, who had his chin resting on your head. No, had something in mind. I wanted to try stargazing. I think you said that you've never experienced it before. You're right, I never have, he said to you. Okay then, seems like we have plans for tonight. Hopefully the smog isn't too bad, you said, playing with a strand of your hair. Tomura just hummed and closed his eyes. When you weren't looking, Kurogiri took a photo of the two of you, thinking it would be a good memory to look back on. Come on, Tomura, you said from the top of the roof, looking over to him, who was climbing the gutter with little difficulty. Well, you try having a quirk that disintegrates everything you touch with all 5 fingers, he yelled back, trying to find a place where his fingers could go. You sighed and summoned a long bone, sending it down to him. Hop on it like a broomstick. He looked at you like you were crazy, and you were, kind of, but that was beside the point. Just do it, come on. After a few minutes, he finally obliged and sat on the bone. You lifted him up to the roof and desummoned it. Tomura slightly glared at you, to which you sent him an innocent smile. What? I didn't do anything, you said. Sometimes I can't stand you, he said, shaking his head and pinching the bridge of his nose. Yeah, come on, you said, dragging him over to a spot on the roof with some pillows and blankets. You lay down and patted the spot next to you, making Tomura carefully lay down. You laid your head down on the pillows and looked up at the sky, seeing thousands of stars. Tomura looked into the sky in slight wonder as you began to point out constellations, leaning your head on his shoulder. After a few minutes, you two didn't speak, only watching the sky and watching as a few satellites passed by. Soon after, you fell asleep, causing Tomura to look over at you and your sleeping figure. Tomura smiled slightly and moved some hair out of your face, placing a kiss to your forehead. Good night, listener. Alright, that's the end of this one. I hope you enjoyed. I know it's a bit shorter, but it's still on the longer side of things. Anyways, music link, fanfic link, Discord link, and thumbnail art link are all in the description. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, whatever, and I hope to see you on the next one. Goodbye!